Almost everyone is asleep. Even while you think you're awake, you are not. When you're walking down the street, you're fully awake in your mind, but looked at from a spiritual perspective, you are fast asleep because there are countless thoughts coming and going into your mind. So your inner light is very clouded.
I imagine that right now you're feeling a bit like Alice. Tumbling down the rabbit hole?
You could say that.
Most people are asleep because they don't know who they are. They haven't looked within themselves. People are not awake because their minds are full of thoughts. And a mind full of thoughts is not awake. It can't be awake. Only a mind which has dropped thoughts and thinking is awake and is capable of being in the present. The more you are in the past and the future, the more asleep you are. Awakening is the capacity to be here and now and nowhere else. If you can live like this, then you are awake. Some people may never wake up from society's programming, which is almost impossible to escape. Society wants you to remain asleep, and it uses a lot of different ways to do this.
You are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind.
If you follow the rules of society, it respects you. And if you don't follow the rules, it punishes you. Just look at the past 3 years, for example. The rules of society were to wear a mask and take a such and such a thing to protect yourself and others. And if you followed these rules, society respected you and rewarded you with having the ability to eat in a restaurant.
You're saying I could get this, these delicious fries? My man. But there's also a burger element to this. Let me check with Bill Neathart. Is it too early in the day to eat a burger? No. This could be breakfast? Okay. I want you to look at this and think about, again, some people love hamburgers, some don't. Really want to respect all ways of life. But if this is appealing to you, just think of this when you think of vaccination. Vaccination. I'm getting a very good feeling.
If you didn't follow these rules, society punished you by firing you from your job and taking away your right to move freely.
It's time to start shaming them.
Because frankly, we know that we can't trust the unvaccinated.
F them, their freedom. I want my freedom to live.
No, screw your freedom. You're a schmuck for not wearing a mask.
We have to stop coddling the morons who will not get the shot.
Shame on you.
No mask, get out!
Put on your mask or get off.
Put your mask on! Put your fucking mask on! Put your mask on!
To follow the rules of society is to become a slave, because all those rules are set up in the first place to enslave you. So to be awake and free in any society is very difficult. Like Osho said, it's almost impossible to exist as a free man in any society, because the society does not want anybody to be free. It likes zombies, and basically people who are like non-player characters in a video game. And the reality is, most people are like these NPCs. All their thoughts and beliefs are programmed by society because it wants machines, robots, not conscious human beings. That's why the elites are into transhumanism, which is about merging artificial intelligence with the human brain.
Can you imagine that in 10 years when we are sitting here, we have an implant in our brains, and I can immediately feel, because you all will have implants, and we measure your brain waves.
Klaus Schwab, the old Santa Claus Nostradamus, is always predicting somehow things that will happen in the future.
May I ask
From?
you for? I'm from Japan,
Yeah?
and may I ask you for a comment?
No,
We're on our way to the next thing. We're a bit late.
I
but
can
thank
just
you.
walk with
Thank
you and then ask
I think
questions.
we're gonna rush actually. But thank you. Thanks very much.
Which media are you with?
I am an independent journalist from
Yeah,
Japan.
no, thank you very
Yeah,
much.
yes.
I have
And-
to ask.
but-
Thanks
Me-
for thank you.
First off, a video. It's going to make you see the future and understand a wonderful future where we can use brainwaves to fight crime, be more productive, and find love.
Even you can't believe how productive you've been. Your memo is finished, your inbox is under control, and you're feeling sharper than you have in a decade.
What a horrible, disgusting little life. That's Neo's life before he gets out of the Matrix that they're selling as the life you should aspire to.
Sensing your joy, your playlist shifts to your favorite song, sending chills up your spine as the music begins to play.
Yes, it will send chills up my spine if my computer starts intuiting what mood I'm in when I'm in my horrible little drone cell as a slave to the state where even my thoughts are being observed by an apparently benevolent brain DJ. Oh, they wouldn't misuse that technology, would they? They won't become, sorry, you thought a naughty, you're going to have to go to prison.
You mentally move the cursor to the left and scroll through your brain data over the past few hours. You can see your stress levels rising.
As you realize that the state are observing your every thought. Imagine, for example, you thought something like, I don't know, I don't want my thoughts looked at. Who's this coming through the door? Oh, you notice your stress level is rising, as is RoboCop. What's this? RoboCop's putting you in cuffs and kicking you in your reproductive organs.
They even say by 2030 to 2045, the human mind will be connected to the cloud, which is basically the internet. This is actually in the process of happening. They want humans to basically be complete robots with no connection to consciousness. So society is against anybody who is free, anybody who is awake. In a world of materialism, a spiritual man is always in difficulty. He does not fit in anywhere because society is made up of slaves, and so it's almost impossible to meet somebody who is free. Anyway, if you're watching this and also happen to be awake, please support my work by making a donation. Since society is asleep, that makes it difficult to get funding to create content about awakening. So I appreciate your support. To donate, you can also download my music on Bandcamp, where you can choose what you'd like to pay for it.